let's go back to an earlier statement. You felt a great calling to lead, a great calling to become governor, and you're saying that 2 months into the job, you're still, in a word, trying to work out what you're going to do. That's a fancy way of describing a strategic plan, isn't it? What are you going to do?
No, you know,
yes,
strategic plan you don't make yourself.
Right.
Strategic plan is supposed to be driven by the people.
Right.
And what I have done, I call for professionals all over the county. They coalesced in Bondo, and they made resolutions on what the strategic plan is supposed to entail. That is Bondo University, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University. And they're the ones that are now writing that strategic plan. It should be there in 2 weeks' time. It should be ready.
Right.
Yes.
Right. One of the great accusations about politics in that part of the world is that every single politician who's operating in Luo land is a project of Raila Odinga and can't think for him or herself. How do you respond to that personally?
I don't think whether that is true, because each and every politician has got his area of operation to operate in without Raila Odinga. In any case, Raila Odinga has been the member of parliament for Nairobi, in Langata, and not even in SIAYA.
So he is not sort of guiding you from above?
No.
Right.
But when it comes to, for example, investment,
right,
in SIAYA, he would be having 1 or 2 to help in, like he has organized for a visit to be made to Texas in United States, so that 12 governors are going to meet with various investors in that place. So you can see that
but those governors will by their very nature belong to the court coalition.
Correct.
Right. So
correct.
I'm trying to suggest that there's already a schism here. This is not a nationalistic project. He could have chosen 6 governors from the Jubilee, and you all go as Kenyans together.
God had a manifesto that it has to fulfill. It cannot fulfill for Jubilee. It can only fulfill for itself its own manifesto.
Why?
Yes.
Why
should it fulfill manifesto for
these
for
manifestos
Jubilee?
Are by themselves so different that there is no way of harmonizing them, having a common vision for a common country?
That could be possible, but for example, when you talk about manifesto to give laptops to standard ones,
yes,
you know, that cannot be a manifesto for, was not part of CORD's manifesto.
Right.
Yes.
And you're basically saying it can't work, won't work, and shouldn't work.
Yeah, because you remember, I don't know whether you remember when you were in standard 1, how insecure you are when you are going to school and back.
I do indeed. There were bullies along the way. So yes,
well,
but that's another. I did say that the object of our conversation is to highlight you as an individual.
Correct.
Your county, we mentioned it earlier, is maybe Obama County in a way, because Kogelo is in SIAYA. Now we're talking about the assets. What do you wish to leverage as assets within SIAYA to become generators of income? You could make Kogelo, for the next 4 years at least, a tourist center. Yes,
we are doing that. And there are other tourist attractions within SIAYA County that would attract tourists,
right,
especially drawn from the Black America.
Right.
And we are already working on it.
But again, please enumerate them, because we don't know, we being our viewers.
For example, we want to set up
they might wish to go there.
Cultural centers.
Right.
Apart from Kogelo village, we want to set up a cultural center in Jaramogi Oginga Odinga home, right? We set another one in Dera Kango. Dera Kango was a paramount chief that was at that time, before colonial times, which brought sanity and education to game people. I don't know whether you've heard of him. So that we set up that as a cultural center. Arguing Skodek.
Yes.
Also, that was the first barrister of law in East Africa.
Right.
So we also set up a cultural center with, set of law books that can attract people from all walks of life to go and read.
Right.
We have also, my own father had very many wives.
Right.
AMOTH.
Yes.
Right. We could also set up a cultural center.
Right.
Within that homestead.
Yes.
Then we have Lake Kanyaboli. Right.
Yes.
The second largest oxbow lake after Lake Chad in Africa.
Right.
With very special species of birds.
Right.
Which will be very attractive to the visitors.
And the visitors will stay in hotels, within villages? Because I'm leading now to the idea of infrastructure. How will they get there? Because there's been talk, for example, there's going to be an airport. If Obama had come to Kenya, they'd have built an airport. But these horrid people...
Kisumu already can accommodate Air Force One very easily.
Right.
So Obama can easily land in Kisumu.
Right.
But that apart, we are going to encourage rural tourism, where tourists come not to stay in high-class hotels, but to stay with the people.
Yes.
In secured areas within SIAYA County, and already we are working on it, so that when the tourists come, they will have very fair accommodation,
right,
and live together with the people. And
roads,
especially,
yes. Sorry, and especially,
the Black American fraternity that would like to come and trace the path of the great Obama.
Right. That's roads.
Yes, roads are bad, but we are going to put them in the best state. We are already tamaking the SIAYA Nyadorera Ruambwa Road,
right,
connecting with the one that has come from Seaport, from Port Victoria. So it will be all the tarmac all the way from SIAYA, you go up to Port Victoria and going back to Busia.
Right.
Yeah.
So what about education? Because the people, do you feel that this is an area where you have strengths? People are educated, people are confronting scourges like HIV/AIDS. These are I believe there are bad statistics coming from this part of the world.
Yeah, human resource is our greatest strength. That SIAYA has produced quite a number of people in almost all fields.
But I'm talking about the youth, the young people.
Yes, those ones.
And I made a specific reference to HIV/AIDS.
The youth has to be alerted of those dangers. Already, as we speak, I'm organizing the youths into groups of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 throughout the county, so that they can have an entry point, one, into government projects that we are going to have, and two, into polytechnics that we are setting in each, more or less in each county, sub-county.
Right.
Yeah, so that they have some relevance to do with that. And so it will be easy to alert them from within those particular groups.
Right. May I ask about your relationship with your senator? Might it not be in this case James?
Yes, that's James Orengo, yes.
Right.
You have very good relations.
Right. And are you, because again I say that because in the press there are certain counties where that relationship is quite sort of unhappy.
No, Orengo is supposed to be my mentor.
Right.
Yes, so we have good relations with him. I expect him to lead me in the way to prosperity for the county. So whatever decisions we make within the county, he has to be part and parcel of it. And not only him, even the MPs of the area.
Right, so you haven't suggested that there are any problems.
There are no problems.
Which makes me, yeah, there are, well, what do you see as problems then?
No, there are no problems.
There are no problems?
Yeah, there are no personality problems.
Okay, okay, social problems. When you embark upon your governorship, what do you see as the problems to confront? The education is fine, you're sensitizing
No, I have not said education is fine. I said SIAYA stands as one of the best counties with well-educated people. Right. As to sustain.
And I said, what about the youth?
Yes.
Well-educated people tend to be adults, grown up like yourselves.
Yes. But then that is why it is necessary to mobilize the youth
Right.
And of course, to promote education to the standards that has been there before, because we are not in that standard, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we're going all the way to, you've mentioned a university, Jaramogi,
Yes.
one university.
Yes.
That will
We are setting up another constituent university within SIAYA town.
Right.
I have already set a task force
Right.
to look into the possibility of setting up
Right.
a constituent university there.
The last question, Governor, has to be,
Yes.
when your term ends, your first term, what might we expect? What might we hold you to at so many years from now when we invite you to come back and speak to us again?
That
I will have done what?
That SIAYA will be a net exporter of food. That we shall be having surplus of food. Right now we are deficient of it, but at the end of my 5-year term, I would like to see that we are exporting food from SIAYA.
That's it.
That's it.
Right, well, if that's it, then that has to be the end of our conversation. Governor Cornel Rasanga, AMOTH, thank you so very much for coming on the JSO interview.
Thanks, John.